are you satisfied with the progress so far in strengthening the effectiveness of development cooperation?
I am not satisfied yet. I think it is still work in progress. And specifically, having been in this conference these past 2 days, I realized that there's still one critical player whom I would want to see in the discussions. And this is largely the private sector. Because when you talk about development cooperation, and we're interested in accountability, there is a risk that we are running to date, that we will have development cooperation that channels aid to be used effectively and all that for the sake of poverty reduction in poor and developing countries. But then, if this framework does not fit well with trade and investment, and this is what I am saying is missing, we are going to run a risk that the operations of the private sector are going to be bleeding the work that development partners are putting together under this particular framework. So for me, it is still work in progress, and we need to do more on private sector.
How could progress be measured?
Progress needs to be measured at all levels. And for us to do that, we need to have very clear indicators that must be measurable, and the indicators must not be too general. And for us to do that, we need to determine the players in all this framework at the various levels. But more importantly, is those players must be given very clear rules, or roles rather, of how they must do what. And then, based on their roles and the indicators that are there, we need an additional third level of engagement, and that is providing the right, the conducive environment for those various players to do their work. And in this case, I would like to say, having come from Busan, which concretized what Accra and Paris and Rome had indicated about the role of third parties, which in this case is civil society, it is important that the discussions around monitoring and evaluating development cooperation must have the conducive environment for civil society and the citizens as part and parcel of that particular framework. Without that, it might be just a song in some countries that we know.